that says it's detectable until it's not.
I'm not on your way, am I, James?
Oh, you're great.
We're spending $100 million per day on black programs. $100 million per day. You think about what you can do with education, the infrastructure. You could fix up schools. You could take all the bridges.
Yes,
you could take everyone in the whole state of California off the streets like in a microsecond. So what we're rolling up to here is essentially Air Force Plant 42. This is Building 601. That's the large Skunk Works hangar. Northrop facility is down the road.
This goes like 100,000 feet underground.
Right.
How long has it been there?
Years.
Oh.
It used to be the L-1011 hangar. Yep.
So what comes down to there is all of our highest tech.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what goes on here?
They build classified aircraft. They have laboratories here. The major contractors, Northrop, Boeing, Lockheed, they all have labs here.
Wow. All right.
We don't know for sure, actually. Hi. Good, how are you?
Complete with Union Jack paint inside the seniors' classroom. It was tougher than they thought.
Normally there are volunteers here who can answer questions and give tours and stuff, but no one has come today. So I have limited information.
Oh, that's awesome.
This is the area that we're going to try to hit. What's the latest word on the museum?
I really haven't heard anything.
Okay. That used to go up onto the top of something called the M51.
These guys are from the ETs.
First of all, we got to get our technologies and our terms set down here. So when you talk about an extraterrestrial, you're talking about something that has human DNA. If you talk about an alien, it does not have human DNA. Then you've got PLFs, which are the programmed life forms. Then you've got quote-unquote interdimensional beings. You've got USOs, unidentified submerged objects. Then you've got extratemporal beings that are from our future. And when you put this all together, this tracks with what J. Allen Hynek said. And he stated that if UFOs were just extraterrestrial, how boring that would be. Because this thing is so much more complicated and involved than we realize. You've got so many things going on. Then you've got the military-industrial complex muddying the water with their craft that are mimicking actual ET craft. So how do you know what's going on anymore?
Right.
That's where we're at right now.
So is it possible that we have an off-party civilization here that's doing its own thing behind the scenes?
It's very possible.
It's very possible?
It's very possible.
And how long has it been here?
Longer than we've been here. Yep.
And why should anybody care?
It's not that ETs are here, it's the technology associated with the propulsion systems is the cover-up.
And they want to make a lot of money off of it.
They've already made a lot of money off of it.
So what's their future plan in 200 years?
They're masters of the universe. They're masters of the universe.
Danny, what do you think about that?
Like I said, this is wild.
Where do you're an amateur UFO guy for the last 3 years. I mean, hearing this, how does this make you feel?
This is sad. Okay.
Why is it sad?
It's sad because you have this group of people that own it all, and they refuse to fix things.
How are we going to get to the ET information if we can't even get to our own classified aircraft information? There's all these congressional hearings calling for disclosure of ET reality when they won't even declassify what was going on in the Reagan administration. We can't even get to that. We know right down the road here, back in 1957, where they were setting up the installation of precision landing equipment over at Edwards Air Force Base, a 30-foot diameter dish-shaped craft hovered over the dry lake bed. It retracted its landing gear. It landed on the dry lake bed, sat there for 60 seconds, then hovered back up, retracted the gear, and then slowly departed. And they got it all on motion picture film reel. They got it all there.
Was it ours or theirs?
Very good question. Now, Gordon Cooper did not run the film through a projector. He did unreel the film and look at it. It was good quality film. They had a courier come in with a briefcase chained to his wrist, and Gordon Cooper was told to put that film into the briefcase, and it disappeared.
Now, who's Gordon Cooper?
Gordon Cooper used to be Mercury 7 astronaut.
One of the most
And
famous astronauts of all time.
Oh, wow.
UFO
Okay.
proponent, highly regarded.
Oh.
Went out, he wrote a letter to the United Nations talking about all this. He was there when the UFO landed at Edwards Air Force Base back in 1957. Where is that film? Where are all the gun camera footages from World War II, Korean War, Vietnam, Desert Storm? Every major conflict, there's UFO activity. There's probably multiple repositories around the country where we're keeping all this information. There has to be.
And now, are you going to take us to go see where they're keeping this information?
I am going to take you there.
You go to the museums, you go to the air base, you see all this technology, the SR-71 and all the jets, the latest and greatest jets, and they want us to believe that this is the best we have.
Yeah, we've got statements from F-117 pilots that clearly admitted that there are quote-unquote other black programs out there. We don't know what they are, but they're out there. Could be anything, right? Could be anything. We're paying for it. We probably won't see it because there's a lot of black programs that were born black, died black, and we'll never hear anything about it.
And what's the purpose of this?
To keep the technology under wraps, to protect our warfighters in battle, and protect other countries from getting our technology. So there is some legitimate reasons for a lot of this stuff being classified. I do agree with some of the classification, but when you start rubber stamping everything classified,
yeah.
and once it's classified, it's almost impossible to step it back.
Buried.
Almost impossible. And we since World War II, we have lost 51%, at least 50% of our history because they stamped it classified. We don't know what's actually going on.
Right. Yeah.
It exists.
So if we don't use liquid fuel for a rocket, what do we use?
We're using electrogravitics.
And then what is that energy powered on?
It's powered on high voltage electrical fields, and then associated with this is tapping the fluctuations of the vacuum, zero-point energy. And zero-point energy can be likened to an unlimited supply of electrically charged particles that if you can access these and amplify these, you have unlimited resource and energy all around the world, all around the galaxy, essentially, because it's everywhere. When you freeze out atoms down to minus 279 degrees Kelvin to absolute zero, which is why they call it absolute zero, you still have this what they call a jiggle, and that's the electrons going around the nucleus of the atom. What is powering those electrons to keep spinning? What is powering those things? It's zero-point energy. And they figured out how to access it years ago, decades ago. Saturday close at 2. Okay.
I had a friend of mine that was on his show. He wasn't even UFO related, but he just had a lot of interesting stories. And he's like,
I definitely don't think it's too far off for like aliens to exist. So, yeah.
Do you think that we make any of these UFOs here?
I don't think so. No.
All right. Well, thank you for talking.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew a list of names. There's a lot of people involved in doing the research, behind the scenes kind of stuff. Like you said, got like a Jimmy Church kind of guy.
Drawing of what it looked like. And so they're absolutely experimenting with things that don't fly like we know they do.
Yeah.
They are absolutely doing that over there.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So you-
There's a lot of stuff that goes on. Born in 68, 69. No, must have been 70. Castle, I think. He says, I'll do a pass down the runway. I did not want to miss a B-47. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But I had my son, Dougie, he was 2 at the time, and he's doing the dance, you know. He had to go potty. And I had to take him to the bathroom. But I heard the B-47, but I didn't get to see it.
So I understand you saw a UFO?
I did, yes. So I think it would have been in the mid-90s. I was living in Camarillo. Had my son with me. He's about 3 at the time, and we decided to go to a movie. So I took him outside, standing there waiting for my wife to come out of the house, and I see this object fly across the sky. and it was just unusual looking. I had taken a class in astronomy, and I fly, so it didn't look like anything I'd ever seen before. So I kind of put it in the back of my head and went to work the next day. And a friend of mine says, I think I saw a UFO. I don't know what it was. It had odd shape to it, kind of like this shape. Really didn't leave any contrail. If I estimated the speed, if it was at 20,000 feet, it would have been 4,000 to 5,000 miles an hour, because it was, across the sky like that.
What color was it? What color?
It just looked yellowish kind of glow to it, yellowish blue kind of glow to it. And so then I went the next day into work, and I told a friend of mine, I said, I think I saw a UFO. In the building that I worked at, there was a gentleman that was at the Lockheed Skunk Works. He was a good friend of mine, and and he was an instructor and flew most everything that the Skunk Works had in their arsenal. And so all of a sudden I got a call from him. He said, I heard you saw something. So I went up to the desk there and we started talking. He said, well, what did it look like? And so I said, well, it kind of had this shape and did this. And he said, well, did it look like that thing on the cover of Air and Space Technology, which was the Aurora at the time, the supposed Aurora? I said, no, it had more of a different shape. And I drew a picture. I said, one of my friends that works at Northrop said he had seen something that had kind of this shape to it. And so he looked at the paper, and he didn't say a thing. He just crumpled it up and threw it in the trash can. So we started talking. I said, well, have you ever seen anything out in the ranch, in the area out, Area 51? And he said, well, one time it was a T-39, which is a Saberliner jet. He said, I'm in the right seat. I've got a student with me. And he says, I see something, and it's just this kind of orb-looking device. It's out 4 or 5 miles from us. And so we decided to give chase to it. And he said, I followed it. We never could get close, and it just disappeared. And he said, I know of everything in our arsenal that wasn't something in our arsenal. Then later on, a number of years later, in the early 2000s, I had befriended Bill Anders, General Bill Anders, who had taken the famous picture, the Earthrise. So he was on Apollo 8, the flight engineer. And we were having dinner, and my son was at the table, and he started talking about the launch of Apollo 8. And so, and my son was drawing some UFO stuff on a napkin, and Bill said, well, do you believe in UFOs? And I said, I perked up thinking, well, I'm going to hear this great story about UFOs. And he said, well, I didn't see anything there. He said, but it's funny enough, he said, and backing up a second, General Anders was the chairman of the board of General Dynamics. And so they kind of know everything that goes on. And he's driving down from Washington, D.C. to the Cape Canaveral, and they're in the Carolinas. He's with his son, Greg. Greg is a F-18 pilot, and this is Bill relating the story. He says, all of a sudden we see this thing, and he said it looks like something transitioning between dimensions. And I said, really? And he said, well, explain some more. And so he goes, well, he said, I have a doctorate's degree in nuclear physics. He said, we understand that there's 9 to 10 dimensions that we can figure mathematically. And he said, if you envision each dimension being like a lake with a waterfall and the energy flows down, he said, what I saw was this. The best way I can explain it, was him telling me, is that it looked like a sentient craft transitioning dimensionally through our space. And he said, so I call the Cape. Bill says, I call the Cape and say, hey, you guys got some experiment going on? They go, no. He says, okay, fine. Hangs up, calls the NSA, says, hey, this is what I see. And he says, well, we don't show anything and aren't tracking anything, just report what it is.
All right.
And so that was him telling me the story about what he saw. And I thought that was an interesting story.
It's
and
a pretty reliable source.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And then the Michael, when we were going through some of his UFO stuff, he had a picture of what he thought, in my understanding, what Bill explained to me as to what it was. It was just, and then I look at the reports from a Congress report. Immaculate Constellation.
Mm-hmm.
In that report, at the end of the report, it has 2 things. One is the jellyfish, the other one is the brain, whatever it is, and that was as close as I could figure that this thing was that Bill was explaining to me. So those are my UFO encounters.
Wow.
Those are good.
Yeah,
Those
they
are good.
Yeah, they came from reliable sources,
Wow.
plus my own eyes.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Sure.
That was fabulous.
I'm wearing my fuzzy slippers because I want to stay warm. And I mean, at swing shift, who cares? And so I walk back to the soda machine, and there's this room with all these windows. And I looked in there and I went, that looks like a flying saucer.
What?
But yeah, it was not round. It was more oval shaped.
Wow.
But it was, let's see, I'm guessing it was maybe, I don't know, 7, 8 feet. And the guy came out of that room. He was livid. What are you doing here? I'm getting a Coke, big deal. Well, do you work here? And he looks at my slippers. No. I broke into the place. I mean, come on, guy. Yeah, I work here. And he was so upset. You're not supposed to be seeing this. Well,
Wow.
I'm sorry. And so I'm thinking that, yeah, our government has some stuff.
Wow.
Did he say at all what it was?
Oh, no. Why, it's top secret. And I thought,
He
well,
said
if
that?
it's-
Did he say that?
Yeah.
He said it was,
He said it was top
Why
secret.
don't you have one, curtains?
1962.
It was 62.
did it have any visible seams, fasteners, rivets?
It was smooth.
Smooth.
Wow.
That's a
Yeah.
great story.
No
That really comes into
way.
What we're doing.
Wow.
There you go, brother.
I know rivets, honey,
Yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
we've
Wow.
Oh my
built
God.
airplanes forever.
That's great.
Yeah,
And where was that?
it was at Edwards Air Force Base.
Oh wow.
In a hangar?
No, it was in a building where we had key punch machines.
Okay.
I mean, this was when computers were just coming in. And you had key punch cards. We would,
Like Morse code almost.
yeah,
Holes in the
it was
cards,
holes, rectangle holes.
You describe what the exterior looked like. Was it a highly polished chrome exterior or
No,
something?
it was kind of dull, and but it was a silver color.
Okay.
And it was, I'm trying to think of the metal.
It wasn't a lifting body though, right?
No, it wasn't a lifting body.
Because you know what those look like.
No, yeah, I
Kind of do have that
Yeah,
to it.
kind of, yeah. It wasn't NASA. I wasn't with NASA. I was with the Air Force.
What?
And,
Egg-shaped?
Yeah.
Almost like a cigar shape. You said
Not
not a cigar.
really.
huh?
Can we get her some paper?
Hey, yeah.
I-
Maybe I could. I don't know. I'm not the artist.
There's a whiteboard in the other room if you want to draw it on
But
there.
It would come down
Okay.
and then just
Oh.
had a lip around it just a little bit.
You know what case that is, Mike?
No, it sounds like you're almost talking about chines, how it blends in with the side. Did it
Yeah.
flare out?
No,
No, it didn't
no
flare
flare.
out? No. Okay.
But it had a ring around it, kind of, yeah?
But
Or a
it was
seam.
Just yeah, it almost seemed like two pieces together, but yet there was nothing that was visible that was holding it together.
What?
It was all smooth.
Could
Oh,
it have
that's
been
awesome.
anything other than what we think it is? Could it have been anything other than that?
I don't know. That's the first thing that came to my mind
No wheels,
because,
right? No tires.
but I never saw anything like that fly out there.
Wow.
My dad and all three brothers worked out there, so I went out to Edwards a lot. And I did see the YF-12 one time when I wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, you did.
Well, YF-12
Right.
flew down this runway one time with Fitz Fulton at the controls and an F-104 tucked under the wing. It was nice. I have a picture of that too.
Were the punch machines near where the craft was sitting?
Yeah, the Coke machines were right across from, yeah, and I
okay.
thought, well, if it's so secret, why?
Is it
don't
right
you
there?
make
Right.
Soda machines.
Maybe
But-
they were trying to get computer.
Oops. Tic tac. So it was, and it came down, and then like this. And I mean, it seemed to come together here, but there was, it was smooth.
Like there was just a line, huh?
Yeah.
There
A
was
light line.
There was no audible humming noise, right?
No, I couldn't hear anything.
Was this thing hovering in the air? Was it floating or was it sitting on the ground?
It seemed like it was sitting.
Okay.
Just stationary.
But it was, I'm guessing, maybe 12 feet long.
12 feet, okay.
And at the widest part, maybe, I
36
don't know,
inches?
6.
Okay.
6 feet.
6 feet, okay.
But it was like,
Was it like
a
a discus?
nickel.
Was it like a track discus? A discus that you would get at a track and field meet? Did it look like that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So it was like a dull, it was a dull silver color. Huh?
Yeah, like
You guys were never here. I was.
That's right. Nope, never here.
Hey, let's relive that Stringfield magic moment again. We just reached the mountaintop.
Yes,
we just had.
We saw the mountaintop. Yes, we've been to the promised land.
And what was that? We just had a lady tell us that she accidentally saw something at Edwards Air Force Base, or no, was that right?
Edwards
Air Force Base that
right
she
down
was
the
not
road
supposed
here.
to see.
Yep.
And not only that, but whoever told her that was furious to get out of there was not in military fatigues, but was in civilian clothing. That is an unbelievable story, and we got her to draw it out and everything.
The credibility of the witness is so important.
Yeah.
That's as credible a witness as you can get.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. You got more shit in your hanger than I got in mine. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's a critical storm right now. I want you. Bringing that thing.
So where's your stuff at?
My stuff is back here.
You got stuff in here?
It wasn't even to get back to it. Actually, earlier today. I just got these shells for free today.
Oh wow, that's great.
Those are expensive shells, actually.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is an adventure, isn't it?
It's amazing. Oh, in Oregon.
These boxes are my collection here. This is the.
Well,
Sorry, I'm not treating them very well.
It's okay.
about
It's
70 of them, huh?
Yeah, there's about 160 bank boxes.
Oh.
Can we open one up?
Yeah, there's UFO drawings, there's articles, newspaper, artwork, books, everything.
Sorry, Michael.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I'll sneak under. This thing is heavy. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's see here. It won't be easy. It's not lift the wing. Wow.
With the gate. This is a secured area.
Reflection on the ice.
Let's see the colors on the bottom of it.
Just like Close Encounters. Wow.
Again, and there were pipes on this thing. It had grid work on it. She said that she was so close to it, she could throw a basketball and hit this thing. So she had a great demonstration for the Today, Tomorrow, and Forever Motown 25. This was like the same night, the night after. This was seen over the Taconic State Parkway, and people slammed on their brakes, got off to the side of the road, got out of their cars, were looking up, and they saw a gigantic boomerang shape, what looked like condensation pipes going back and forth. And so here's another one of these pipes on the bottom of the UFO, not an alien spacecraft. I think they're turning it into a superconductor. That's what they're doing there. Now, 89, 1990, that's the Belgium Triangle. Here's where the pipes and the tubes all came in. Was seen in 2 years.
So this is probably ours.
This is definitely our technology. The F-16s from the Belgium Air Force, they got this thing on radar, but they didn't get a visual on it. But they did get it on radar, and the Belgian government actually released it in a very unusual manner. This is not something you'd see in the U.S. But
look at this thing.
Is another England case.
Oh yeah.
And I've got the report on this one. This was seen by 5 eyewitnesses in England. The years go by, and next week I'm going to go to the National UFO Historical Records Center in Albuquerque. David Marler has just recently cut the ribbon on it. And so he's got the largest private collection of UFO material in the United States, and he's getting collections from all around the world being donated to his for future student research.
Wow.
And what about that gives you hope? Who gives you hope?
Hearing the story from Kathy, knowing who she is and her credibility, it gives me a lot of inspiration and hope, because it makes it real that everything that we've been researching and doing and, you know, constantly hitting brick walls, I mean, it was all worth it, and it was real. It was real. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not real. That kind of a story confirms that it is authentic. And that's the kind of inspiration that I always look for.
How did that make you feel when she told you that story? What was your first reaction?
Justified.
And then why is she so credible?
Because she's part of the whole family of Mojave for so long, and she knows so many people there. She's had so many experiences there. She's a credible, great woman, and I respect her. Absolutely.
And how long has she been living in the Mojave Desert for?
She said since 8.
She was 8 years old, and she's 81 now.
All of it.
Michael, what do you think about like the military and shooting aliens out of the sky? Do you know what kind of weapons they use for that?
Directed energy weapons, particle beam weapons.
And how did they figure that out?
Scalar weapons. Nikola Tesla.
Really?
How did Nikola Tesla figure that out?
Because he was one of them.
Why do you think that?
What do you mean he was one of who?
You know.
One of the
One of them.
one of the alien beings. So you think Tesla was one of the?
I don't think he was an alien, but
Right.
some
But he was certainly far out.
strange guy.
He
yeah.
was.
Where's the connection though between Tesla and these energy guns that you speak of?
Because he developed something called the death ray, and this I've got all the news. I did a whole power presentation on.
Yeah, I'm
on
familiar
this
with
part.
the death ray.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and in the planes in the fleet, take them down with one ray, and it would disrupt the engine system and completely take out the entire aircraft. And so that was developed 1920s, and then the Navy came in and microfilmed all of Tesla's documents when he died in New York hospital. And from there they developed energy weapons, scalar weapons, these type things. It's great. I mean, we accomplished everything we wanted to do.
And then that story that we got
was a bonus.
Yeah, it was.
that was a huge
It
bonus.
was a bonus. It makes it real now. Because now we have a credible person talking about this. Do you believe her? Do you believe
And we
her?
just walked right across it. I do believe her.
Oh yeah. Why
I
would she
believe
make it up? What's the point?
Right.
That was
Right.
that was insane.
1962.
I believe her 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Wow.
1962. Wild.
Wild.
No, that was a great thing to hear.
All right.
All right, guys. Sounds good.
All right, we'll see ya.
See ya.
Hey,
Yep.
thanks again, Michael.
Yep.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. I was gonna get him driving off,
I'm
but
gonna use the restroom. I'll go to the Cafe Rio. Are they still open?
I don't know. I guess he's not going
This is
anywhere.
amazing. This is so cool to hear it firsthand, one-on-one. It's the best. There's nothing better than getting to hear it from all these different people. The way we met with these people was so random. It was a great day.
Back to you. So yesterday was wild. I can't tell you what a treat that was. And man, thanks again, dude. That was amazing. That whole day was great. Even though it kind of wore me out, and I was tired. I couldn't sleep. And I still couldn't sleep. I tried, and I said, "Oh my God,